They did have a lot of dudes in that thing last time. Like they had Charles in that
Charles
joint.
Barkley. They had Larry Davis. They had
They had a
Muggsy
bunch of people
Bogues,
in that joint.
Sean Bradley, the 7-foot white, big, tall ass white dude.
Did they have Larry Bird in that joint or no?
No. They really only.
And not
had,
to mention fucking. Oh, they got to bring Danny DeVito back.
Yeah,
play
they gotta
the-
bring Danny.
They got to
DeVito
bring him back, right?
to play.
It's got to be the whole like. It has to be that same scenario again, but somehow different.
It doesn't have to be the same scenario.
I mean, it's Space Jam, though.
But it has. Yeah, you're right. It does have to be basically some sort
type
of
of thing.
invasion. But this, you gotta think about. There's many ways you could do an invasion because they've done it a million different ways.
No, I definitely feel that.
But
It was
But
like
there's-
Daffy had like back in the old cartoons. Didn't Daffy have like a whole? He was like a space duck or whatever the fuck it was.
yeah, they had that. Duck Dodgers.
That is that what it was?
Yeah, Duck Dodgers for the 24th and a
What
half
a stupid
century. Yo, Duck Dodgers is lit. Because that was when he always fucked with Marvin the Martian. That's all he would do. That was the premise of the show, but it was
Wasn't that his whole like introduction, Marvin Martian's introduction into the whole thing?
No, he was around. I think, or actually, I'm not completely sure. I want to say he was around before Duck Dodgers, but let's see.
Damn, I gotta see that shit.
I mean, that was all he did was fuck with Marvin the Martian.
Let me play this jump for you because this shit goes in.
So damn jazzy. He been around for a bit.
What sucks is you only hear like 30 seconds of this, and then like it'll just be like it probably won't even be that much, but like
It is smooth as fuck though.
I don't forget how he made this. Like he just had it. He just like went through his emails like, "Yo, I think I have something."
And this would be like the dopest pick a character screen for like a fighting game.
Right? Yeah. So
This would be like the Triller shit.
and thought about it too for like doing like like ads for YouTube or anything like that. It's just a cool little thing, and fucking
It'll catch people's ears definitely. No, he's been around before his first appearance. Yes, right. He did shit with like old Bugs Bunny and shit like that.
that was Marvin Martian's appearance.
1948 was his first appearance. Yeah, that was long before Duck
Damn.
Dodgers.
Oh, long before Duck Dodgers.
Yeah, Duck Dodgers.
They just found like a place for him. It was like they made him and then just like found a place for him. That's lit.
Yes, right. Yeah, because Duck Dodgers involved Daffy going elsewhere, where Marvin the Martian first appearance were him coming to Earth.
Okay.
And then they introduced all the other shit later. But yeah, he had been around a while before Duck. Because Duck Dodgers, that was like 90s.
1948. That's fucking.
It's crazy how long
I know.
Looney Tunes has been running.
And what's weird is like we're like weirdly, if you think about it in a weird way, we're kind of coming up on 2048.
You said we're what?
We're kind of coming up on 2048. In a weird, like, it's a long time from now.
It'll definitely.
But in a blink of a damn eye, we're gonna hit that shit.
They'll been around for 100
Exactly.
fucking years, dude. An entire century.
Like that.
They still gonna be running shit. Certain shit is just gonna be here. Even when I'm super old, I know Looney Tunes gonna be here. I know Disney gonna be here, and I know there's like one more. Nintendo gonna be here, like Mario.
Yeah,
Brothers.
all this, they ain't that going away. The thing that made me feel old the other day was like a Millie turned 8 years old.
Shit,
Boy.
God damn.
That just means
It's
like
8?
a Millie, 8 years old, bro. Oh, 8. Yeah. That means like Carter 3's date's coming up too. Like when did Carter 3 come out? Like what day? Do you remember?
That was high. I know it was high school.
Oh, it was definitely high school. But I know it was. It was definitely
So
08.
it's
I was trying to
probably
figure out like what month.
I don't even remember what month particularly.
It was probably like late in the year, to be honest. But Yeah, dude. No, it was fucking.
Really, is 8 years old. It don't feel like it was 8 years ago, B.
Were you rapping at that time?
Not nowhere near seriously, but I started writing my first raps when Wayne was running shit, and like all my early stuff, and I wrote in that style, so all my early stuff was all punchlines.
Back when Wayne was like doing like every feature, every song that ever came out, he was on it for like 16 bars.
It killed everybody. That
Oh
was the worst
yeah,
part.
of course.
It wasn't even like, okay, he was just on it. It wasn't like a Chris
For
Brown
a good like
appearance.
3-4 years, he really was.
It
the
wasn't
best
like a
rapper.
Chris Brown appearance where, okay, he's on a hook.
No.
And then it's just
No,
he
he's
was
on
on the verse
everything.
and he had
Yeah,
the
and he
best
kills
verse
it. Yeah, no,
on everything. Like
he beats it
no one
all
can ever
every
tell me
time.
Wayne is not top 10. You can't.
It's crazy.
Especially
dude.
just me being like around for like the droughts and
Did
shit.
you ever
Oh,
did you ever do like how every rapper did at that time was rap over a milli?
No, I never wrote something.
No?
Really. I was really
Did you ever freestyle over a milli?
no.
Because my dumb ass did.
We not like a recording freestyle.
Oh,
we would
listen, bro.
when we would sit at Saji's house and we would freestyle in the house. Yeah, we put that beat on, but I never that because I hadn't recorded much. I hadn't recorded anything.
When that documentary came out,
Yeah.
the Carter documentary, he would talk about doing, where you'd step into the booth and you would go and he would just listen to a beat and then like be like, all right, I'm ready, and just start recording his verse just off the top of his head, whatever he was doing, like like 2-4 bars at a time.
Yeah.
I tried to do that. I tried to do that shit. No,
No, I can't do that
it
shit.
was awful.
That's not. I have to write. It's not my style.
No, I was definitely a writer. I knew from that time. I was like, if like anything came to Off the Dome, it would have to be a total like. I know I'm garbage, and I know it has to be like funny.
Like my freestyle, I just say whatever shit pops up in my head that rhymes. There's no seriousness to it.
Yeah,
I mean, it might come out dope sometimes, but I just say if it's going, I try to rhyme. That's all I do.
Dope.
That's
Yeah,
all I try to do is rhyme. That's all.
Off the Dome's
I ain't
always
trying
a fucking toss up, man.
It's
like,
it's fun as hell though. But
depends on who it is doing it, I guess, because
I ain't trying to impress nobody when I freestyle.
no,
That-
no.
That's purely for fun and sport. That's purely for fun. It's like a pickup game in the park.
Also, I feel like I personally have a different definition for the word freestyle, because freestyle can literally mean like a radio person wants you to do a freestyle, but you come in there and spit a written. That's okay with me.
That's that by definition is a freestyle. Granted, to a purist, it's not. But all what's it called is all the freestyle is an impromptu verse.
Yeah,
So if someone asks you to do it,
just do whatever. Just do
yeah,
it.
you
do
can
what
do
you
it written.
know.
That's all it has to be. It's an impromptu
Yeah,
by
like-
definition.
I just see a lot of where it's like,
It's just like
oh, that wasn't off the top. That was totally written. It's like, well, of course, you want to be dope.
But that's like it is like one of the things. It's one of those things where that only occurs in rap because like if you have somebody to dance and they do something that
Something
they
choreographed, it doesn't
if they
matter.
can, you don't give a fuck. If it looks dope,
Yeah.
it's dope. Even when acting, when they ask you to do a scene, I mean you have improv, but generally you're gonna probably do a monologue from a scene that's already that you've memorized. People are cool with that.
Yeah.
But it's only in rap.
It really is, and that's like when I hear that, it's like
So it
it
doesn't-
gets me. It's weird because it's like
And if you look at the greatest, like when you look at like Rap City, the Basement, things like that, when people do go in there and they spit quote unquote freestyle, all of the best ones were written. All the ones that people still talk about to this day, with the exception of a few really good ones, have just about been written.
I would just much rather hear a written.
Unless
Like,
you're
totally
up
dope
to that
coming
caliber
off
of
like
freestyling,
yes, exactly.
Like you're like a King Lowe's, you're like a Lupe Fiasco.
Yeah,
You're
right.
someone who can come off top like that all day, Mickey Facts. Then, yeah, you do that.
Yeah, come through and do the Off the Dome. But if not,
Granted,
prepare yourself.
Granted, if you freestyle and it's not all that good, and I don't put it against you because maybe because as a rapper I know how it is. It's just for fun. Like
Right.
like when ASAP Mob goes in there, ASAP Rocky and them, they always freestyle. They generally don't spit written. It don't be the most spectacular thing you ever heard, but it's always dope just to see them do it. They're not terrible.
Also, I was seeing Tyler the Creator, when he goes, he'll do like a funny, a really like hilarious,
Tyler the
like
Creator don't do shit seriously.
I know, and I love it, but it's like even go and do that if if you can't do it,
I
like
think
make
well,
yourself
like,
a joke, like
yeah,
isn't it
between
like
him and Earl, like they never spit any shit
no
serious. They got Earl to do it once, cause I think it was and it was a fire verse. I think he was on Sway. He was on Sway, and they got him to do it because it was just like playing instrumental because he and you could tell he wasn't gonna do it seriously.
Yeah.
But and then they kept switching instrument. No, I don't want that one. No, I don't want that one. And they hit the Drop It Like It's Hot remix.
Oh my lord!
He was like, "What is this?" He's like, he had never heard it.
What?
He was like, "Yo, I've never heard this before." I was like, first of all, I was like, "You poor thing,"
Right?
Because that song was fire. But so they had, he's like, he had never heard it before, and it's like, okay, he's like, "Yo," and he was just like really feeling it. He's like, "Yo, me and Tyler said we would never do anything serious on that, but I'm gonna break that for you."
Right.
Sway. And he did a verse, and then Joe was fired. He did a written, and it was dope.
That's crazy. Fucking, bro, I stayed up for whatever reason last night writing notes for, like, people. Like, I'll show you while I'm here. It doesn't matter. But a fucking, like, and I have had trouble, actually, because I have people, like, scheduled, and I have no, like, off the top question. Like, I'm going to do research and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, like, Era Hardaway, for example. Like, he's supposed to come in September. And but like when I tried to write notes about like what I wanted to talk about, I had nothing. Just because I guess I'm not that hip to him. I am, but I'm not at the same time.
It's
and
really it's a mesh of what it's not all like you like do.
Yeah, like I know of
research.
him.
Yeah,
and it's like I knew I wanted him on the show because I've talked to him before, like at shows and stuff, and like but that's it.
It's all about kind of like finding a lane because like you don't necessarily have to be like fucking Nardwuar the human servant.
No. I'm definitely not gonna do that
about them and all that shit. But you don't have to be Angie Martinez where I know she don't do fucking research. She's friends with everybody who comes up to the show, so it's basically just a conversation with her.
Well, that's semi what I'm going for.
So
like kind of what me and you were doing right now. Is like we're talking about shit.
You want to find that in
right.
between
a little
medium.
bit, yeah. It's like I want a conversation, and if we can just go off based off whole conversation, that works for me. I don't, like if I can talk to you without a conversation, but I'm also gonna have like index cards sitting in front of me, so that way when it's like, oh, awkward silence, flip the card. Oh, so you work with Tyler Righteous?
Yeah, it's
gonna flip that, and then we'll talk about Tyler for a little bit, and it's another awkward silence. We'll talk about something else. Yeah. But
all you really want is a brief outline of important points to like segue.
So obviously, like I have Khan on here, right? And I know a bunch about Khan.
Yeah, Khan,
I got endless notes about Khan.
That's gonna be a conversation.
I don't need notes either. But it's like, no, me and Khan are gonna fucking be assholes the whole time. But like.
I would say watch a lot of Sway interviews. Sway finds that perfect balance where Sway does his research, especially if it's on someone he doesn't really know like that. But Sway is a lot of it is you can tell it's very impromptu.
Oh yeah,
it's very just conversation.
I've literally been researching for this whatever this is for like 2 years because I'll tell you a little what happened. It's basically like. Q, he wanted to do something while he was here, like 2 years ago, and he wanted to do like 5S radio. I was like, that'd be cool. I was like, but what? Like, what did you have shows in mind? Like, what? Or did you want to like have a fucking just channel with our music playing? Like, what did you want? He's like, no, I want shows. And then he was like, I'm gonna give like Hutch a show. I might give you a show. And I was like, me a show? Damn, that'd be weird. A radio show for myself, because like I had thought like in the past to do like. Maybe do like interviews through YouTube or something, like just on video, just really like quick and whatever. But then when it came to like radio and shit, it was like, okay, that's lit. And then we figured out it was like way too hard to do radio, I guess, like live and shit. Like it was just a bunch of shit. And so like I was like, man, me. And then like later on, I think it was like me, Khan, and my boy Javon. We would have like dope conversations about like albums that came out, and like it kind of reminded me of the who are those dudes that review Dead End Hip Hop.
Okay.
They sit around a table or whatever and they just talk about an album and they review it and shit. It was kind of like that, and I was like, that would be cool. That would be a cool show. Like it would just be me, Con, and Javon,
Like a round table type
right?
thing.
And then we'd just be talking about interviews or talking about albums. I mean, and then talk about and maybe have somebody else like come in every now and then and do something. And then I kind of just combined those ideas where it was like, I just want something like this, and I don't really see that unless there's someone totally underground around here that I have no idea about. I don't see anyone doing this. I haven't heard about anyone doing this.
Not from around here.
If you're not on the radio, you haven't been doing this. And then so, A, I'm breaking ground right there, and then B, it was just like. So I've been thinking about doing this. So I've been literally like every time I'm in the car, I try to listen to sports radio.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Sway all the time. I watch Hot 97 all the time. And
97 is a good one too.
Yeah,
especially the morning show with Ebro.
Yeah, Ebro in the morning.
That's actually my favorite one.
Oh, I love that.
Out of all, I mean, I love Nitty just because she's fucking gorgeous. I would marry her than this.
I like Laura Stiles, yo.
Yo, Laura Stiles, and she's
you
dope
follow
at what
Snapchat?
she does.
You follow on Instagram? Oh boy, let's stop
she's
talking.
Bad. Especially she normally just be rocking like hoodies and shit. Like
yeah,
she a New York
still
chick.
bad.
She a New York chick, and it's still, but she's bad. And on top of that, like she's just really good at what she does too. Like Calla was real. Like she gonna end up on like one of the late shows one day. She's dope. And especially around Rosenberg and Ebro, she's got the right like people around her. She's dope.
Yeah. And so, like, I've been, for the last 2 years, ever since that radio shit popped off, I've been listening to these people.
What's it called? If you want some, like, more, as far as just ideas of, like, how to expand it, too. Because, of course, it's going to start off as a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But, of course, we got all these media. We can end up turning it into our own YouTube channel.
Whatever it is,
and especially, like, once we get, like,
that area
cameras.
open.
Yeah. Even if we can get cameras and, like, do it, like, how they're, like, what's it called? Shave 4-5. It's in Hot 97, Power 105. There's still radio shows and they play on the radio, but they still film them.
Oh yeah, for YouTube.
They put them on YouTube, and on top of that, they have their own separate segments and stuff like that.
Right.
If you want other ideas, how about drawing a blank? There's one particular channel that I came across. That's UK. That's UK based. Because I saw they had a video that I seen a couple of times on.
This probably isn't what you're talking about. What Westwood does video too.
No, not Tim Westwood.
Yeah, but he does video as well.
Of course, he's a good example.
Yeah,
he's a fucking nut job.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a good example as well. But no, it's not quite Westwood big. But it's like a independent thing. I'm gonna remember it or I'm gonna look it up.
Right.
But I found because they had a video. It's just like a little funny video, like different types of dudes that try to holler or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a girl narrating it named Tisha Matthews, fucking gorgeous, and she's British. So it's like that's like to me, I fell in love immediately, and I
love British accents.
No bull. I was kind of psyched. I posted her in my Woman Crush Wednesday and
Word?
tagged her in it.
When was this?
Like last year sometime.
What?
I tagged her. I posted it on Woman Crush Wednesday and tagged her in it, and she liked the shit, bro.
No way.
I was psyched. I put that shit on her, and I was psyched, bro.
Yo,
I didn't tell me shit the rest of that day.
There's this YouTube chick. I was actually just watching her last night, but this YouTube chick. I don't really watch her YouTube shit like that, but she's just around people, right? And so her name's Cecily, and she is so bad, like for whatever reason. And she's bad in like a weird way, too. Like
them be the best ones, dog.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, she's so bad. So like, I literally like probably same time last year, like or last 2 years ago maybe. I posted her as my Women Crush Wednesday, and sure enough, she liked that shit. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, that's fucking dope. I fucking know. Yeah, but this is kind of what.
Yeah, but like that's her. She like
Ooh.
models, and then she does like she's a DJ and she's a producer as well and shit. But I'm gonna find her the channel that she's part of. And that I looked at it. I just looked at it, and it was pretty dope. But they have like a whole bunch of different things that they do. like different, like say just different parody videos and shit like
Word.
that. It's like real.
Yeah, I thought about doing like skits for this, like just like tiny like skits. Like I don't really know. I don't have an example of anything really, but like I thought of an ad idea for this would be like doing the Cosby Show intro, just of us dancing in the middle of the street, and then like. Right, yeah, and it's like it just be like Niq Bohr, and Khan, and Koltrane,
I would be
and Zank, and
would
it would just be random. Like it would just be us, and it would say like the Bohr Show, like in the weird way.
I'll be like Theo. I'll be the only one actually dancing.
Yeah, and then just, exactly,
like,
and then fucking just like it'd just be just a random skit, and it'd also just be an advertisement for the show.
That would be dope.
Yeah, right. That was like, so that was one of my ideas I had. It would just be like certain skits would just be advertisements. Like it would just be funny things we do to advertise the show, and just simple skits like that.
That's the one I posted, and I tagged you. And then what's it called? I was like, I was sized.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
I feel that.
I was fucking sized, dog.
Let me see if I can find this bitch. It's fucking. Yeah, dude, fucking. Have you seen the Niq Bohr Show page?
I have not.
Instagram. I'm doing like a weird.
Is it just called the Niq Bohr Show?
Yeah, I'm doing like a weird art thing where I'm like, I got the color scheme because my colors. If you look at my logo, it's like there's black, blue, and red.
Yeah.
And then so I have that going, and then I just like different art in the background. I like do like a song of the week and then like a flashback Friday and shit like that. Let me see if I can find this girl though while you're looking at that. Fucking here she is.
Jump Off Radio, that's what it's called. Jump Off TV.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, that's what she's a part of. They're actually really dope out there in the UK. I'm gonna move there. I keep telling niggas.
UK?
Oh yeah, London, son.
I don't know if I'm leaving the US, yo. Unless something bad happens.
Or if I shit.
Even then, I'm probably gonna go to Canada.
Shit, I was saying shit. Ted Cruz just dropped out. So
Zane like kept me sane about that shit because fucking. I was like, yo, like I tweeted last night. I was like, I'm genuinely freaked out now because Ted Cruz was gonna be the backup Republican when Trump said psych. That was my whole thing because I was like I felt like Donald Trump was gonna do that later on. Like as soon as it got close, like to last minute, like they're about to make him the GOP nominee. He was about to be like, I'm dropping out, just random, and then like it would be up to Ted Cruz versus one of the other people, right? So, but that didn't happen like that, obviously, because now, I mean,
Trump,
what's his name still in it? I don't remember.
Trump is the GOP now.
Oh, no, I know he is, but it's like,
Yes.
but I figured
Really,
if
I don't like
it kept out at a battle of that eventually he would.
You know, this was really just a battle of the demons. They were all the GOP. Like, the GOP has had bad candidates.
Well, they're all bad.
These are, they're right. But, like, I've never seen them all one where they're all bad to such a cartoonish level.
Right.
Like, with Cruz,
There's
Trump,
one picture of her.
Ben, oh, God.
Yeah.
Like, Trump, Cruz, Ben Carson, Jeb, like, shit. She look like Sunny in that picture, Sunny Jix.
Yeah.
God, those dimples.
Right, exactly. Like she's just fucking cute all the way around. And then I'm trying to find like a body picture, but I can't find
But
it.
like it's just to a cartoonish level. They've been terrible this year. And
There's something.
oh shit,
Yeah.
she bad.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, God damn, I
Like,
like that.
And then what's it called? What's irritated me less, or what's irritated me more than the GOP candidates, or how the Democratic primaries have been going. Because I honestly, I don't fuck with Hillary at all.
I
don't fuck with Hillary.
According to your shirt, you do.
Different Hillary.
Different Hillary, you're right.
The only Hillary we acknowledge is Banks. Fuck that.
There you go. Fucking
That's the whole reason I got this shirt.
I was talking to somebody on Twitter last night, and it was like, it was the problem with what's going on is like day of primaries. I'd be seeing Bernie, 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 and then he ends up getting 42% of the votes for that day. I know I follow most Virginia people and shit, but I follow a lot of celebrities too, and celebrities should have some sort of influence on wherever the fuck they're at.
Well,
And people are still like,
well, even things like that where
Twitter doesn't count as a vote.
no,
Like,
unfortunately, yes,
people need to realize that. Like,
But here's where it got bad with that. Even then, and I was like, I kind of realized because I ended up seeing it on on a Facebook video because a dude on his name is something Madigan. I forgot his first name. He goes around. He talks on a lot of TV shows, news network, about politics and stuff like that. And he was on. He was one of the panelists on MSNBC.
okay,
And they were talking about, I forgot which state, but it was one of the ones during Bernie's run where everyone will get Hillary's gonna kill her, and he just started winning. And
he won like 5 out of the 6 at one time.
Yeah, it was like, and the people was like, oh shit, okay, this thing's
Right?
real.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It was one of the states where he was like in his run, and I think he got like 62% of the vote in that state between him and Hillary. Hillary got like 40 something. He got like 62% of the vote, but I think he had only won like 4 delegates on this, and Hillary got like 11.
It's weird.
And he went the fuck off. He was like, and it's like people you got voter turnout becoming less and less because people have lost faith in the system, and then you get shit like this, and then it's like, do you blame them?
There's another thing I saw too, which kind of fucked me up, was when the New York thing happened. And keep in mind, all 3 of these candidates, besides Ted Cruz, are from New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that time, it was like the New York primary, right? So that's the big state. That's like
It's a
everyone's
big state.
hometown. Like, you know, it's like if me, you versus Tyler, me versus you versus Tyler, and we go to Virginia,
Yeah.
right? That's like
It's
the
just
biggest
gonna be
thing, right?
crazy.
Because that's all our shit, right? No, so they happen, and I hear that they didn't let independents vote. If you didn't register as a Republican or a Democrat, you did not get to vote, or
First
something
of
like
all,
that,
that's a-
or like your vote didn't count, or something like that. It was something weird like that, and it was like, that's like 1/3 of the people.
It's like you're not allowed, and plus you're not actually allowed to do that.
Yeah, I was like, that's 1/3 of the people. Like, Democrat and Republican, yeah, those are the big parties, but there's a lot of independent people.
Even it say really Bernie wasn't. It was independent party. He
Every time
ran
I
on
see
the-
him, oh yeah,
he ran on the
that's
side
weird
of
too
the-
about
he
me
ran
is
on the
that
side of the
he
Democrats
is
to
always
give
every
himself
time
a
he's on
chance.
TV, he is credited as an independent
Yeah, because he what's he got? He's a Democratic.
nominee. But
So,
is it-
well, in the Senate, he's he's technically Democrat because again those were the only 2 parties they acknowledge. Like you see,
Oh
how
yeah,
big
no, I know.
Like you see, even how big the Tea Party got. There's no Tea Party members in Senate or House. They're either classified as Democrat or Republican because they basically monopolized the entire political system. So
With the 2 things, you know, you said the 2 parties those are 2 big parties they acknowledge, right?
mm-hmm.
But acknowledgement is different than totally just wiping people's like.
yeah, of course that's cool. That's
Because people had to go register. They had to go through the whole registering process,
and then you just wipe
become an independent, and then your shit don't matter no more.
in which you shouldn't even be
In one of the
allowed.
biggest states in the country, by the way.
You shouldn't even, but it shows you.
It's not like it's Rhode Island, where it's like that won't help much. You know,
It
it's like
shows
it's like 1 delegate or something like that. But it's like
it shows you
it's
that
New
no matter
York.
who wins, we're fucked. Bernie was the one exception because he's the first candidate to run without in like forever. to run
I have
with-
2
to
reasons
run
why I like
without
Bernie
corporate
Sanders.
backing. I like what he talks about.
It's
He's
like
he's the only one speaking on actual issues. He doesn't dodge questions.
I have the weirdest reasons for why I do and don't like any of the people. I don't like any of the people because first of all, I think you're totally insane if you want this job.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Bruh.
don't nobody who won't run for president.
Hey, let me just take free stress for 4 to 8 years.
Like you see what
Let
they
me take that. I'll
you see
take
what
that
they
for
look
you.
like first day in office versus
Oh,
when
Barack
they
Obama. Look at him, man.
He still look young, but he aged.
Bro.
He
Black don't crack, but still, he's just like
shit. It cracked. In
it still
this
comes.
goddamn
It still
case.
comes gray. It still comes gray. Like that shit don't change.
It cracked in this case, like shit.
But no, here's the thing. It's like, yeah. First of all, you're insane if you want this job. Second, most of the people that are running right now are insane. That's one. Yeah, exactly. They're all insane. And then the only reason I like Bernie is for two reasons. It's like, one, he seems like Trump wants the troll in the, he obviously wants the power, even though he already has power. Doesn't really matter. He just wants more power, I guess. And he just wants to be whatever he's trying to do. Hillary kind of just wants it for the power, where it's like, Hillary's been talking about doing it so long that it just sounds like she just wants to do that and be like, oh, I was the president.
This is a hobby for her.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
You know what I mean? All she knows how to do is be a politician, so it's just
like, I don't even want to see how she was when she heard she was going to be Secretary of State, because I feel like she just like blew up and probably exploded for 3 days and then did her job, and then went home. But like, I feel like she just wants it on her resume. She doesn't want to actually do it. Bernie seems like he actually wants to do it and actually do some good, and that's the only reason I like him.
Bernie, and this one, even though Bernie has my support, I knew he either wasn't going to win, or if he does win, the amount of opposition he's going to get will be almost unprecedented. Even with the amount of resistance Obama got just for him being a Democrat and him being black.
I mean, it wasn't enough.
The amount of resistance.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
I think it was
because he's been here for 8 years.
Well, not resistance necessarily from the voters. That's not the resistance once he's in the office.
Yeah,
Now he's got to deal with the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court.
Well, I think every president deals with that. It doesn't matter who you are.
But the amount to which he's had to deal
Oh,
with.
sure. Well, there's a whole reason.
Like even before he won, I still remember this shit fondly because I was in West Virginia. What's it called? When he was running. I can't remember if it was the primaries or if it was either the primaries or it was around the time of the. No, it was around the time of the actual election. What's it called? Believe it or not, every major house in West Virginia is Democratic. It's run by the Democrats.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it don't seem like it would.
No.
But just about every I think at that time every single major political house in there was run by a Democrat.
In West Virginia.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Not a single one of them voted for Obama, the Democratic candidate.
Yeah.
That's not a testament to how much they oppose this.
Well, we all know what that is.
Yeah. So imagine, so when he got in office, that didn't.
We don't gotta say it, but we gotta say it.
So imagine when he got in office, that didn't change.
I get that.
That's why whenever he had the point where he had the Senate and he had when he had Congress mainly Democrat. That's why he shoved everything down. Everyone's like, "Yo, pass this, because he knew as soon as that switch happened, he wasn't gonna get shit passed.
Yeah.
So he made sure he shoved everything down everyone's throat. Pause.
My thing is too is I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, but Obama's.
I'm not a fan.
Nah, his presidency led to the lowest gas prices ever in a long time.
Well,
Hello?
gas price.
4 or 5 or whatever. Alright, yo. That was news.
I heard his voice.
No, so but I don't think anyone brings it up. I feel like no one really brings that shit up no more.
What has been actually
because it's so low, but now it's rising up.
What's been brought up a few times that within his presidency, granted none of it is his doing, but within his presidency, I think unemployment, the housing bubble is back down, is down. So housing, which that's all business. The housing bubble's down. What's called gas prices have been at an all time low for a while.
Right.
What's it called? Unemployment has been around.
I mean, it's not like 32 cents like it used to be,
No,
but it is a dollar.
or even like
like $1.30.
cents. It got down to like in
some places,
some places it got down to like $1.30. I know out here it got down to like $1.50.
Yeah.
Or,
to the point where people were actually excited on like social media and shit.
I wasn't even tripping when I filled up my gas tank. I was like,
hell no. I'm still not really.
I'll be paying $15 for a full tank. Even now, $20 for a full tank. Fuck out of here.
Full tank, yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, right.
But like, it's like unemployment has been cut down dramatically, and it's hitting an all-time low in a while, and that's all shit that's happened under his
my thing is too is like
administration, but no one's gonna point out. They're gonna point out all these things that he did, quote unquote, wrong. Which, like Obamacare, is not completely working. Not because it's because of the opposition that it got. Because you look at every other developed nation in the world, they all successfully run free healthcare.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the wealthiest one can't do it. It's only because
weird.
It's because that requires the people who already have money to have a little bit less.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, exactly.
Not fucking with it at all.
No. It's... So, this whole country is run by the rich, but...
The whole world is.
Oh, yeah. My thing about the gas prices is the new candidates talking about it.
But the gas prices have nothing to do with Obama.
You don't think like anything to do with the government at all?
Not necessarily. Gas prices dropped drastically. Like they were lower than they were.
But because of why though? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
One of the reasons is because China's economy went to shit.
Okay.
Whenever their stock market crashed, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When their stock market crashed, you got to think. China has about 1 point something billion people.
Oh yeah.
That's 1/7 of the world's population. If
More
their
than
economy goes down,
right,
that means demand drops considerably.
Oh yeah.
But the supply didn't change.
No, it still had everything.
So it's simple supply and demand. When the demand drops,
True.
now it would have been different. It was somewhere like London, somewhere smaller without as considerable of a population. Then it wouldn't have had as much change. But when you talk about someone like China, and especially because they own a large amount of our debt, but what I've been telling people for years is that doesn't matter. They're never going to collect on it. They're not stupid. So when 7% of the world's or 1/7 of the world's population doesn't use gas as much, it's going to drop considerably. So what do the prices do? They drop. Add to that.
I hear you.
And then what's called even with ISIS. And again, to the average person, this sounds like conspiracy theory, but it's like I'm just reporting what the news, even news channels, are telling me, the ones that people believe faithfully.
Right.
There were a few. ISIS they owned oil refineries out in the Middle East, and if you ever look at the place when they said they dropped bombs, they dropped missiles here. This place, they were all the places where the oil refineries were. So they're basically taking the oil from ISIS, because that was what the ISIS was using to fund their operation. What they were using to fund their operation was oil.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they owned all these different oil refineries. Even me and Roland were talking about this right before the gas prices dropped considerably. It was when they had dropped a little bit, like what they normally do towards the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Roland were talking about it, and it was even before China's stock market crashed. They were talking about how oil had dropped, and they were talking about how it was going to continue to drop. They didn't see any end in sight, and how they were producing X amount of oil, and they were going to keep the production up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally the same day, they talked about the U.S. And this is on Fox, CNN, all the major ones, about the U.S. hitting X oil refinery here in the Middle East, here taking that from ISIS. So of course they didn't see any end in sight because they already knew where they got the oil from.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people are like, oh, that's a conspiracy. No, that's just simple cause and effect.
Right.
If you're telling me this and this is happening at the same time as this, you just fill in the blanks.
I guess my thing is like, because, you know, before Obama was elected, it was a huge thing, right? And then, like, coincidentally, when he gets in, now that I'm here now, it's like, coincidentally, when he gets elected, it's not a thing anymore. But it's like, what my thing is like,
Well, it's not
when
coincidental.
when something well, I mean,
It was
not
just timing.
well, yeah, no, but I mean, well, that's what coincidental is. But it's like it just happened to happen at the same time, right? So my thing is like, how are the future people going to keep that at a thing? Because that's a big deal to people. Like that's a lot. Like like a lot of people don't have the luxury just to pay for gas whenever they can. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, and I'm sure gas prices being so low is helping people pay their rent, pay whatever they gotta pay.
It's making things easier on
Right.
people in general.
How are they going to keep it at that spot? Because China's not going to be broke forever. They're not going to have a broken stock market forever.
No.
It may not even be within their 4 to 8 years of presidency, but at the same time, if it does rise up again, how are they going to be able to keep it at a thing? Or are they?
They're not.
Yeah.
Just
because it's a coincidental thing?
Well, not even just because oil itself is something that needs to not be our main source of fuel.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that you may have a short term solution that'll last for a little bit, which is make more.
Mm-hmm.
Tell some of these oil companies like Exxon and shit like that to stop price gouging.
Right.
Because that's another thing too. Oil, even with the cost of oil per barrel, when it was really was higher, considerably higher than it is now. Gas shouldn't have costed as much as it did, but
right.
they were price gouging, and no one was willing to do shit about it.
Right.
Because a lot of people who run these companies are in the goddamn White House and Congress.
Exactly.
George W. Bush, one of them.
Oh yeah.
Of course, in all the Bushes, but what's it called? With oil, it's expensive to get because of the process it is, because of how it is to get in. The supply. It's a non-renewable resource by standards because it takes a long time to become oil, like years, millions of years.
Right.
So we're using it way faster than we could replace it. It's not like lumber trees where we can just grow a tree, or we can farm chickens or something, or we can farm that, make it to where there's enough. We can't do that with oil. So it's gonna just gradually continue to go up regardless, because the supply is always gonna be going down, not up. And so it's one of those things where but in this time where we're gonna have to try to make that transition to, okay, we have the technology, let us find an alternative fuel source. That's why you're starting to see this big burst in electric cars and things that run on something other than gas.
Yeah, I'm waiting for those to be like mainstream.
Like the Tesla. That's when I have that kind of money. I mean, I'm gonna want some. I don't. I'm gonna want something extravagant or something. I'm getting me a fucking Tesla.
Right.
Because I love. It's just an all around dope car.
Yeah.
On top of
it does look. It's clean too.
Clean. and it goes. That shit.
When we shot. I can't remember what video it was, but we never used the shot. But it was like we found a Tesla like in the middle of some. Were you there for that? I don't know, but. We found a Tesla just in the middle of a parking lot somewhere, and we shot in front of it. It was just like, it was a clean ass car. It was like, god damn. And it was like, it was in front of the Tesla station and everything. Like, it was in Woodbridge. Like, it was just,
I see a lot of it in Woodbridge.
Yeah, and then like, that's another thing that has happened too, is like those charging stations need to become more of a thing.
Well, they are starting to make more and more, especially with the boom of like Tesla, and again, just general expanse of people wanting to get hybrids. That's just starting to be something that, like I said, I didn't think I would see a fucking charge station in Woodbridge. Of course, they put it.
I didn't think the charge station thing was going to be a thing because it's just a lot more money, I think, for people to build it into, and
yeah, but it's in the long run, it's cheaper.
Oh, it's definitely cheaper, yeah.
Like, cause again, I don't think we not gonna run out of electricity.
And also the gas stations now. You're good. I don't even know what that was, but the gas stations now can easily just turn those things. What are you doing?
I unscrewed it. I kept turning it and gradually
I'll fix it. No, the fucking gas stations could probably easily turn their fucking little gas tanks into electrical things. That's not a problem.
They could, but again, they're making far too much money off gas, so they're gonna milk that.
Yeah, but do you imagine how much they could charge for electricity though?
Less than because it's more plentiful. Again, it's still simple supply and demand. The gas bill is generally higher. As far as like
you're right. If they are in parking lots, though,
or even natural gas, it's in the winter time when you have to use it, it's generally higher than your electric bill.
They could charge it by hour though. As should everybody else, but like this charge station probably shouldn't be free. But at the same time,
I think it's just more.
It should be like a meter for your parking. Like not only are you paying, this is for like 20 years online, by the way. But like, when you pay for parking or whatever it is, there's a charge. So it's like an extra little fee or whatever it is. But you are making money off of the electricity.
Yeah, but it would still be less than what they're making off.
Oh, definitely. No, definitely.
And that's where the issue lies. The biggest opposition when it comes to.
I feel like a lot of those people, like Ford and whatever they are, like they're gonna not make electric cars for that reason.
I mean, they do, but they're
hybrid
until they
at the
found
most.
a way to replace that income.
Yeah,
they're going to.
Because a blatant way to do it would be to throw the car price up, just like.
Well, hybrid cars generally are considerably more expensive. Granted, you save more in the long run, but they generally are anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 more expensive than their.
Which is not even close to the amount of gas you'd pay.
Right,
either,
over time.
depending on how you have it.
Right, over time, you're going to pay way more than that in gas.
Depending on how long you have a car, I guess, but still. But if you buy a brand new car, you're probably going to have that car a lot longer, unless you have some sort of deal. But then if you have some sort of deal, you can just pay out the ass for it.
Which is why I think hybrids are good, because it allows a transition between that gas and electric. It's not strictly an electric car, but it's not strictly gas.
Right.
So it allows for transition, because it's gonna need a transition. That's just how the average person processes things. When things change drastically, they don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I equate oil. It's funny. It's a money issue, because oil and money are a very large parallel when it's to the point. They're both out. They've been good for what we've used them for when we had them, but now it's to the point. Okay, it's time for something new. Whether it's a new source of fuel or a new complete system of how goods and services are exchanged.
Are people still doing the vegetable oil thing?
Some people. Yeah, I forgot what kind of. I forgot what the actual name.
It's like literally like French fry oil.
Basically.
It's like people literally go to like fucking. I saw it somewhere. It was like people literally go to like In and Out and
corn and shit like that.
Yeah, they're like, you have any extra oil?
Like some gas stations have it in their.
That's crazy.
In their gas, and they'll put it on there too. It's a little bit of this oil,
right?
Because it cheapens it up for them as well.
Yeah, I bet. It's just fucking oil. Vegetable oil, whatever it is. Yo, real talk, I might... I don't know if you saw, but we've been recording this whole time.
No.
Okay, well, I might release this as like a practice episode.
Shit, you could.
I might. It's 48 minutes long. 49.
Damn.
Yeah, we talked for like an hour.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is.
Like shit like this, I could talk all day, like different, like world situation. I talk about like,
and I just hope every guest can do that. Because
shit, you ain't gonna get too.
No, I know.
Talk at length about, like, only person right now who can generally go at length with me with this shit is John.
I just talk about anything really.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't bullshit about what I know and don't know, and that's like, and if
which
if I
is good. It's a good quality.
yeah,
Some people,
a lot of people are like,
I do that sometimes myself. I'll make you think I'm saying some really smart shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just
I don't do that.
I'm just really good with words.
Nah, like,
but like,
because my thing is like if someone like, especially on this, like if someone tries to talk to me about basketball, you're out of my league. I don't like literally like I'm National Football League. Like that's my league. Like I'll talk about football all day. I cannot talk about basketball.
see, sports,
So when basketball comes up, it's like you can say all you want about basketball. I have no rebuttal because I don't talk about basketball at all because I don't watch it. I don't know anything about it. Like, and the only other sport I really know is soccer because I played soccer when I was a kid. But that's it. Yeah, exactly. So like when it comes, especially to the show, like I don't mind being nice and polite to people when I'm out there, but when it comes to the show, if you're talking about baseball, you're not gonna get much out of me. It's just like I'll be again I'll still be polite and shit, but it's like
you'll do more listening than you will.
Yeah, and like
talking.
Like with the politics stuff, I actually had questions about it. Like but I don't really know much about politics either.
I know far too much about it, more than I like to know.
Exactly. So fucking, I might do that. Like, because I've already announced that it might come out in June, so I might just do like a pre-show.
Little teaser.
And just be like, it's like this is kind of how. So if you're listening, this is kind of how the show is gonna go. Hopefully, because me and Jeff Koltrane, we kind of kept a conversation going for a while, but.
It's all about tailoring it to whoever you're interviewing at the time. Because like even with stuff that I'm having a conversation where I don't know much about it. Granted, it'll be less declarative statements and more questions. It'll be more me asking. Okay, so how?
Well, I guess that's what's cool about me over here then, because the show it is the Niq Bohr show, but when the episode comes up, it's really about who's on the episode. And what their interests are and stuff. So I guess when I actually have actual questions about things, that'll work out to my benefit. But
so, and like I said, that's why the whole conversation thing will work. If they start talking about something you have no idea about, just don't. It's not like don't treat it like okay, I have to say this here. No, just ask.
No. This is my biggest. That is literally my biggest thing about this is that it will be as real and raw as it possibly can be, because I don't want to be fake on here, and I will not be fake on here, and so like it's just I just want the realness of a conversation, like so, and it just happened to work out just now as I'm setting this stuff up randomly. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to doing this shit.
Shit gonna be fire.
Exactly.
Especially all the characters. Oh, yeah, it should be fire.
All the people. Yeah, whole dude. I'll tell you, I got King and Lou in the same episode.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good episode.
Hopefully that works out, man. By the time that may not, by the time this comes out, that may be something else. But they did say they wanted to do it, so hopefully they come on the show and they do it.
Like even if I just sit over there.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I don't mind when people come over here. Yeah, it's just like I will only have a certain amount of mics, so only a certain amount of people can talk. Yeah. But at the same time, I can have 50 people over here. I don't really care. Like you know what I mean. And actually, it's gonna be in there. But like they feel free to watch and be quiet over there and whatever you want to do. I mean, that's really how it's gonna be. I mean, fucking.
Well, fucking rampaging here, taking pictures and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So like. I got a whole in my head. It works out perfectly, but we'll see what I gotta do. So
I think it's gonna turn out real dope.
I hope so, man. And if it don't turn out so dope, maybe it'll lead to something else.
Well, I mean, it's gonna lead to something else either way.
Oh, either way,
it'll turn out dope.
This is my main thing, and then I'll be like, I do this thing, but I want to do other things. Definitely.
We have too many characters around us.
Exactly.
Not too many.
If you're sleeping on Virginia, you're sleeping.
And that's outside of the guest. Even if it's you just talking our immediate.
That's the brilliance of it, man. If a guest don't show up, I got plenty of fucking character homies that'll come on the show and just come
you
on.
and Khan can do so much material alone.
Oh yeah, no. Me and
Just
Zane.
alone,
Me and Zane.
Alone.
Me and Rampage can talk about shit.
There's so much shit.
Me and Tyler, me and you, me and like just literally anybody in the fucking set and the people I know like that I genuinely hang out with. Yeah, we'll do a show all day.
All day. I just say shit.
And I love
like,
it. Exactly.
Whatever.
Well, this is officially now the practice pre-show, whatever you want to call it. I'll think of a name later. But
Niq Bohr show.
The Niq Bohr show.
Koltrane.
With Koltrane.
Nimbus.
9 Nimbus.
Get a hat, nigga.
Yeah. Go buy a hat that just came out, but by the time this comes out, it'll be way out. So, but hey, go get a hat.